All right, good evening, everyone. It is Monday, August 12th. This is a regular meeting of the town council. It is 7:03 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And Jason, can you just unmute yourself and confirm that you can hear me?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Thank you very much. The following town council members are present in chambers. Cohut, Persico, Lapellis, Formicella, Wales, Duva, O'Rourke. The following town council members are here remotely, Mauer and Reed. There are no members of town council absent today. First Selectman Rumi will not be attending the meeting tonight. I ask that the consent calendar be passed as presented. Hearing no objection, I'm passing the consent calendar as presented. I ask that communication items A through Q be incorporated into the minutes of our meeting. I will note for the record that communication item C, which is a PowerPoint presentation from the Edith Wheeler Memorial Library Director regarding the strategic plan overview, is in relation to the Sustainable CT initiative, of which the town of Monroe is a member of, and as part of us being a member of that and potentially being awarded grant money through Sustainable CT initiative, we will just take special note of all the work our library director put forward in this. All right. Passing the communication items. Moving on to item 5, public participation. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate this evening, beginning with those who are in chambers? All right, seeing none in chambers, is there any member of the public that would like to participate at tonight's meeting that is here online via their phone, tablet, or computer? Please remember to unmute yourself, *6 on your phone, or if you are using an app or a website, you want to select the microphone with the red line through it. Hearing none, seeing none, I'm closing public participation. We have one appointment this evening. I move that the town council adopt resolution 24-117. Resolved that the Monroe Town Council hereby approves the first selectman's appointment of Margaret Villani. Excuse me, I'm withdrawing the resolution. I move that the town council adopt resolution 24-117. Resolved that the Monroe Town Council hereby approves the appointment of Margaret Villani of 30 Nelson Brook Road to the Board of Ethics for a term ending January 11th, 2026.
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Donaldin Wales. Discussion. Peggy Villani has lived in Monroe for more than 47 years. Within that time, she has dedicated decades of her time and knowledge volunteering on various boards and commissions. She was elected to town council as well as the Board of Education. She has served time as Commissioner on Parks and Recreation Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals. Peggy's commitment to Monroe continued by volunteering many hours in the Monroe Public School System with the Parent and Teachers Associations, as well as being an active and longtime member of Monroe Congregational Church. She is also active in the Girl Scouts of Connecticut. Peggy was elected to the position of Republican Registrar of Voters and was invaluable in her contributions to voters. I will just note briefly that Ms. Villani was interviewed by LNA this evening. Additionally, the reason why I withdrew the prior motion was to correct the record that this is a town council appointment as opposed to the first selectman's appointment. Is there any other discussion? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 24-117, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 9-0. Moving on to action items. Action item A, Town Council Committee on Finance, Education, Health, and Public Safety Matters. Madam Vice Chair.
We haven't had a meeting in a while.
Thank you very much. Item B, Town Council Committee on Planning, Zoning, Public Works, and Park and Recreation Matters. Councilmember Duva.
Nothing to report as we haven't met.
Thank you very much. Item C, Town Council Committee on Legislative and Administrative Matters. Councilmember Reed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We did meet tonight, as you did note in the appointment. I'm going to start with just a number of new business items that we went through that all reached consensus to be discussed at council. We talked about the Acapello and Company WNR auditing services, number 114. Resolution 115 was the Baker and Taylor DVD leasing agreement. 116 was a U.S. Department of Justice and Department of Treasury forfeiture and equitable sharing program for assets. 117 is appointment. Well, we talked about that. Let's skip that and go to 118. ABC extermination pest control agreement for EMS. 119 was the social services coordinator job description updates. We also had another update for a job description for the planning and zoning officer manager. That was number 120. Then we discussed 121, Edgerton Preventative Maintenance Service Agreement, and 122 was the Sutphen Corporation Fire Engine Purchase Agreement, all of which Mr. Lito helped us out with tonight in the first selectman's absence. Everything was discussed and all reached consensus, as I said. So thank you, Mr. Lito. That's my update.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Reed. All right, moving on to D, Strategic Plan Committee. We have not met since our last town council meeting. Item E, Open Space Preservation and Acquisition Committee. Councilmember O'Rourke.
Mr. Chairman, we have not met since our last meeting.
Thank you very much. Item F, we do not have a First Selectman's update this evening. However, I am sure First Selectman Rooney will provide an update at our next town council meeting that will incorporate his update from today, as well as what will happen in the future at our next meeting. Moving on to item 8, unfinished business. We have no matters of unfinished business this evening. Moving on to item A of new business, I move that the town council accept the following donations that individually exceed $1,500. $9,500 value for in-kind donation of 2 picnic tables and 1 shade structure for Wolf's Den Playground. And $2,600 value for in-kind donation of memorial bench for Wolf Park. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ina Pellis. Discussion. Well, first, I'd like to extend, I'm sure all my fellow town council members would agree, for these 2 very, very generous in-kind donations that support our Parks and Recreation program, specifically for the Wolf's Den Playground, as well as memorial bench for Wolf Park. The Monroe Playground Foundation did provide those 2 picnic tables and 1 shade structure for the playground, and the $2,600 in-kind donation of the memorial bench for Wolf Park was, I'm probably going to butcher this last name, but the Hyacinth family. And we'd like to pay special recognition to the Monroe Playground Foundation and the Hyacinth family. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of accepting these 2 donations, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none. Passes 9-0. Moving on to Resolution 24-118. Madam Vice Chair.
Resolved that Terrence P. Rooney, First Selectman of the Town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the Town of Monroe the pest control contract and any associated documents by and between ABC Exterminating Incorporated for pest control services at the EMS building. And that's a town council adoption resolution.
Thank
I
you.
move town council adopt it.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. There's a motion to adopt Resolution 24-118. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vinduva. Discussion. Does anyone have any questions? Hearing no question. All those in favor of adopting Resolution 24-118, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 9-0. Moving on to item C, Resolution 24-119. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt resolution 24-119. Resolved that the town council hereby approves the revised job description and authorizes the first selectman to implement as soon as practical.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Any other discussion? Hearing none. Is there a second? Second by Kathy Cole. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adopting resolution 24-119, please say aye.
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 Jason?
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Hearing none passes 9-0. Moving on to item D, resolution 24-120. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt resolution 24-120. Resolve that the town council hereby approves the revised job description and authorizes the first selectman to implement as soon as practical.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Donaldin Wales. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 24-120, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none passes 9-0. Moving on to item E, resolution 24-121. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council adopt resolution 24-121. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the HVAC preventative maintenance service agreement and any associated documents by and between Edgerton Incorporated Heating and Air Conditioning for services through June 30th, 2029.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Paduva. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of adopting resolution 24-121, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none passes 9-0. Moving on to item F, resolution 24-122.
Do you have a copy?
I do my own. There you go.
Okay, thank you. I move the town council adopt resolution 24-122. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the purchase agreement and any associated documents by and between Sutphen Corporation for the purchase of the Sutphen Heavy Duty Monarch Rescue Engine Fire Apparatus.
Thank you very much. Is there a second? Second by Donaldin Wales. Discussion. I'm just going to ask that the town attorney talk because we've had the development since town council received its regular packet.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So before you this evening, you should have as a handout a revised purchase agreement from Sutphen, which is highlighted. The provisions that are highlighted were those that were essentially incorporated into the agreement from the addendum. There were discussions, my apologies, town council, there was late discussions on this. As you might recall from our most recent agreement for the refurbished fire truck, this is an interesting industry. And the same language appears in most of the contracts. There's few players nationally, Sutphen being one of the players that in this case was chosen by Monroe Fire to purchase this particular apparatus. And so I'm pleased to present that all of the changes that I had identified and negotiated have been incorporated and successfully negotiated into this new agreement. In particular, as you recall, there's a concern in the industry that the NFPA and EPA guidelines may change in the near future, mostly with respect to emissions requirements for the engines that power these vehicles. And as such, they're not sure what the specs of that engine might be and what the cost might be. And therefore, there's these general provisions that if there are, and that coupled with COVID, and the scare of COVID, there are two provisions that find their way in these agreements. One is, if the costs increase for the vehicle, that we're responsible for those increased costs. And then the second one is essentially a force majeure provision that says we can delay for as long as we need to. With respect to the increased cost, I just wanted to be sure that whatever charges are applicable to the equipment or sub vendors, that those would pass through to us as a result of these changes, but not any surcharges from the company itself. And they accepted that. So it's basically dollar for dollar charge like we negotiated last time. With respect to the completion date, Sutphen is at 27 to 29 months. My understanding is the other manufacturers were substantially longer than that. I just needed some ability for the town to say, hey, it's been too long, regardless of the circumstances. The town is not prepared to move forward, especially being a public safety issue. Chief Catalano and I thought that putting an end date on this would be important, and the town, if we had a need, we could, for instance, go out and buy a used vehicle if we really had a need while we were waiting for this vehicle. So, while we might not be feeling the pressure today, we don't know what's going to happen down the road. So this was an interesting negotiation. They gave us 40 months. And again, Chief Catalano was happy with that. We started at 36, they gave us 40, and we were happy with that as a concession. So we added that in. We were very excited to get the attorney's fees provision in there, as well as the venue being Connecticut rather than federal courts of Ohio. So all of my requested changes are incorporated. As I said, I apologize for the late arrival, but I was happy to get it done.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or discussion? Councilmember Tuva.
I just like I wish there was a picture or a digital rendition of what we think it's going to look like, but I'm going to support it.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 24-122, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 9-0. Moving on to item G. I believe that this item is not ripe for discussion at this time, and I think a more full discussion with our first selectman regarding the Bearsley House discussion would be more appropriate. If anyone wants to say anything on this, they can, but maybe a decision or anything like that wouldn't be appropriate at this time. Madam Vice
I
Chair.
just wanted to say that Donna Lynn Wales and myself went there on a Saturday to see the property, and I think if you have time, you should do that. It's a very easy ride up there, and there are other homes. I thought it'd be totally desolate because I looked on the map, but there were beautiful homes all along that route. Just to say.
Anything else? Anybody want to say anything? Okay, so
Mr. Chair,
yep, go ahead, Jason.
just also wanted to mention, I also took some time with the Historical Society to view the property. I have some photos if any of the council members want them of the property, but I echo the statements of if you can try to get over there, it's really, the grounds are beautiful, and brainstorming and coming together to figure out something to do here would be great.
Great, thank you, Jason. And if you wouldn't mind, just if you can coordinate through Carrie at the First Selectman's office, if you wouldn't mind sharing your photos via email so that other town council members can have access.
I think that should be possible. I'll coordinate with Carrie.
Thank you very much. All right, anything else on that? Hearing none. So again, this will appear on another town council agenda. Thank you very much for everyone who viewed the property. Moving on to public participation, is there any member of the public that would like to speak about the Bearsley House discussion? Hearing none, seeing none. We have no second public participation. I'm adjourning this meeting